making the choice to be here at EIY Public Speaking Competition to improve your public speaking skills, whether you're a contestant or whether you are here as a member of the audience. Let me assure you this, you made the right choice. Because whatever that you're going to learn in the next 30 to 40 minutes from this talk can possibly change the course of your life. Today, I'm really happy to share with all of you here, how do you ease your public speaking anxiety? And I'm sure some of the contestants will be like, this talk should be before my speech, not after. And like, But since now that you've done your speech, now you can relax. So just to share a little bit about myself, my name is Haider. I am a charisma and public speaking coach from Singapore. And I've been doing this for a number of years now. I help my clients develop their natural charisma so that they can have more influence, respect, and authority at work. One of the ways you can be charismatic in your professional life is to do public speaking. So today, I'll be sharing with you some tips on how you, if you feel like you have that jitters or that public speaking anxiety, and it's limiting you from progressing in your career, then what I'm about to share with you can possibly change your life and change your career. So, a little bit about myself. Okay, thank you for that. I am a award-winning public speaker, coach, and also certified hypnotherapist. I'm currently coaching an active community of about 800 high flyers. They are my mentees, coaches, and clients. And I've trained 5,000 people across multiple countries. Ho Chi Minh City is one of them, or Vietnam is one of them. And I've coached TEDx speakers, conference speakers, and also a lot of business leaders as well. And I may look really young, but I've spent over 10 years in this industry. How many of you can guess my age? 30? Okay. 30. Any other guesses? 28? 25? 10. Thank you, 10. I started my career when I was still in the womb, definitely, right? Okay, so Eric is right. I started at 30 years old. Or rather, I'm 30 years old right now. I didn't start at 30, so I'm 30 years old right now. And I started even while I was still in university. So I'll share a little bit about how did I start my career, and possibly I would like to use this opportunity to possibly inspire you to also start wherever you are, or whenever you are in your career right now. So these are some of the things that I've done for my career: talks and seminars, TEDx speaker training, I've done private coaching, I've done student leader training as well. I also do a lot of guest lectures at different universities. RMIT is one of them. And these are some of my top clientele that I've had the privilege of serving in the past. But I didn't start off that way. Okay, I didn't start off coming to RMIT Saigon here, wearing a red blazer, purposely trying to get attention on me by sitting all the way in front. I didn't start off like this. In fact, when I started out, it was very different. I started out in my teenage years looking like this. Alright, now all of us have had a teenage awkward phase. Some of us may still be going through it. But when I was in my teenage years, I had a lot of shyness, I was an introvert, and I had a lot of social anxiety. Just for me to raise my hand in class when my teacher asked a question, I would feel nervous. For me to just ask for an eraser from the classmate who was sitting next to me, I would already feel nervous. What more to stand in front of an audience and give a speech? But one fine day, my English teacher came up to me and she said, Haider, I was 15 years old. She said, Haider, well done. And I said, well done what? She said, well done. You just won an essay writing competition. Okay, you won an essay writing competition. And now we want you to give this essay as a speech to the whole school during morning assembly. Now, if you were in my position, how would you feel? Shout out to me, how would you feel?
Scared?
Nervous, scared. I was feeling that on a day-to-day basis. How do you think I was feeling when I was asked that? Shocked? Okay. Alright, I was definitely shocked. And I was asking myself, should I take that role? Or should I take up that opportunity? And I told myself, after one day of thinking, I told myself, you know what, Haider, I'm going to do it. Okay? I call myself on a third person basis, right? I said, you know what, I'll do it. You know why? Because I want to prove to all the girls in school who ignore me, and I want to prove to all the boys who didn't ask me out for football. I'll prove to everybody that I'm worth something. So you know what? I took up that opportunity. And I practiced for 6 months. How long?
6 months.
6 months. I had no idea why they scheduled my speech so far away, but I had a lot of time to practice. So every single day, for 6 months, I would stand in front of the mirror and practice the exact same speech over and over and over again. Because I was very, very nervous and I was very scared of speaking in public. Now, one fine day, when I had to give this speech, it looked something like this. I remember, on the day of the speech, I held my script like this. And when the teacher called my name, there was a long aisle at the morning assembly, and when they called my name, I walked like this. And I placed my script on the podium. My friends would say later that there was an opaque podium, but they could see my legs. I placed my script there, look at the audience, and I look back down. And I told myself in my mind, you know what, after you practice for 6 months, you can do this. Practice, 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 right? Isn't that what people say? Right? That's even what the world champion advised us to do. Okay, I practiced for 6 months, I'll do well. So then I started the first line. The first line, second line, third line, fourth line. I was reading out from my script and I thought, hey, I think I'm doing pretty well. And then first paragraph, second paragraph. But then I started to hear giggling coming from the audience. The first row, people were laughing at me. And I was like, wait, what's happening? This is not a stand-up comedy. And as I went for the first paragraph, second paragraph, I started to realize the laughter got louder and louder and louder. And I noticed there was something really wrong about the way I was giving the speech. Turns out, it was supposed to be a 5-minute speech. I gave the speech in 1 minute. Now, if you were in my position, how would you feel? Okay? I wanted the world to eat me up that day. My teacher, the one who asked me to give the speech, she was standing right at the back, and I saw the expression on her face, and I will never forget. She was doing this. And that day onward, I told myself, you know what? I would never put myself in that position ever again. I would do whatever it takes to rebuild my confidence, so that one day I would come back to the podium and I would give the speech again and I would be a lot more confident and charismatic. So, along the way in my journey, I did many, many things. But to overcome my nervousness, I did 3 things. How many things? 3 things. And I'm going to share with you what are the things I did. And because of those 3 things, I started to change the way I look. I started to join this thing called Toastmasters. Some of you may have heard it, right? Even our public speaker, our world champion of public speaker mentioned it. I joined the Toastmasters club. I started to present myself better, dress up, and I also became a youth success coach. I was helping the youth. And because of that, I was also featured in the newspapers. And by the time I was in university, I was winning public speaking contests. I was training TEDx speakers, and I was even giving lectures, even though I was a student. It was really, really funny for the lecturers. Okay? And from then on, my career took off. I did a lot of trainings at different parts of the world, in Bangkok, Vietnam as well. That was at EIY. Okay? Somebody there looking very familiar. right? And I've also given a lot of talks everywhere, online and offline as well. So what I've learned at the end of my journey, not at the end, but at this point in my journey, that success is not by chance, it is by choice. First, we make these choices, and then our choices make us. So if you make the right choices, it doesn't matter where you start, but you can determine where you finish. So what did I do in my transformation? I did 3 things. And these 3 things were critical to improving my confidence as a public speaker. Do you know what these 3 things are? Do you want to know?
Yes.
Nobody wants to know? I'll take my leave. Okay, do you want to know what these 3 things are?
Yes.
Yes? Alright. So, 3 things you can do. Or rather, 3 tips to be highly confident on stage. Please take note. Now, if you like my slides, feel free to take photos with me inside. So at least you can tag me and I'll be more famous on social media. Okay? I'm going to give you 3 tips, and no matter where you are in your public speaking journey or in presentations, you can apply this for yourself. The first tip that I want all of you to take note, it starts not even from the stage, it starts way before. And it's not practice, practice, practice. Because here's the thing, how long did I have to practice for my speech when I was 15?
6 months.
6 months. But why is it that I still failed miserably?
No feedback.
No feedback. Exactly.
No guidelines.
Alright? No feedback. So I did not have anyone to tell me that I was speaking too fast. Right? I did not have feedback. And because of that, I needed somebody to help me, give me feedback so that I can do well. I was practicing on my own. Okay? But that's not a tip that I'm going to share with you here. Rather, even though I was practicing for 6 months, in my mind, I keep seeing myself failing. I keep seeing myself nervous. Every time I want to practice, I will tell myself, oh no, this is going to be horrible. Because I keep feeding in my mind pictures of failure. So if you want to succeed in anything, the first thing you want to do, alright, is to visualize success. Even if you're not good at public speaking, you must be able to visualize in your mind right now that one day I can be really, really good. I can master public speaking. I can be excellent at it. Okay? And everybody can do this. There was this experiment by the University of Chicago, and they did a basketball study. So this was done quite some time ago, and it's an often used study to cite visualization or power of visualization. There was a series of basketball players, a group of basketball players, and they got an experiment at the University of Chicago. They split them into 3 groups, Group A, Group B, and Group C. All these basketball players were at the same level, they were all freshmen. So Group A, this is what they did. Group A, they asked them to go to the basketball court and practice every day for 1 hour. Okay, every single day, Group A would practice at the basketball court for 1 hour every single day. Group B do nothing. So they stay at home, they did not practice at all, they didn't show up to the gym. Okay, so they can do whatever they want. That's Group B. Group C was very interesting. Group C, they asked them every single day for 1 hour at the same time, sit down at the same spot and visualize yourself throwing the perfect hoop. Okay? Giving free throws and always scoring each time you throw. But everything all in the mind. Okay? So do you understand the experiment? So Group A, Group B, and Group C, the visualization group. Now, at the end of the experiment, after 1 month, they measured the results. Group A improved by 24%. Okay, had a 24% improvement. They actually touched the ball and actually practiced. Group B, how many percent do you think they improved? 0%, right? Because they're a control group, right? Fantastic. How many percent do you think Group C improved? 50?
300%.
300%? If not, NBA players will not never train anymore. They will just sit at home and visualize, right? 90%? Oh wow. Okay. A lot of advocates of visualization here. Alright. Group A, Group B, Group C. Group C didn't even touch the ball, but they visualized the perfect shot every single day. They improved by 23%. Okay, 23%. And that is just how powerful visualization is. Okay, at some point you still need to practice, but you want to also practice seeing yourself succeeding. Alright, so that is, in essence, the power of, they call mental rehearsal. Alright, so the mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. Okay, so to accelerate your growth, you want to mentally see yourself being very confident, very charismatic on stage, and you will start to notice that, hey, your body will start to follow, your mind will start to follow. Alright? So that's the first one. Tip number 2, I'm going to be sharing with all of you here. Tip number 2 is focus on giving to the audience. Now, what does that mean? Focus on giving them money, focus on giving them presents, content. Alright? What is this? Gift, right? It is a gift. How many of you like gifts? Okay, if you like gifts, I have some gifts for you at the end of this presentation. Do you want some gifts?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, I'll give you. So, remember that your message is your gift. As a public speaker, your message is your gift. Whatever you have, especially your story, can only belong to you. So if you share it with the world or you share it with somebody else, that is your gift. So if you are the giver and they are the receiver, should you, the giver, be nervous? No, right? Because you are the one giving. You should be happy to give. Yes, you should be excited to give. And you should be the one feeling generous that I have value. So if you have value, do you need to feel fear? Alright? Always know this. The audience wants you to succeed. The audience doesn't want you to fail. Because when you feel nervous, sometimes you also make the audience feel nervous. Can relate? Yeah? Alright? But when you are confident, the audience is confident in you. So remember that your message is your gift. The difference between unconfident speakers and successful speakers is that unconfident speakers are usually concerned about their own performance. What are they going to think of me? Are they judging me? Am I going to fail? And did I miss out the right things? Did I say the wrong thing? Okay, they are usually concerned about their performance. But successful speakers focus on giving to the audience. What can you give? Can you make them laugh? Can you make them cry? Can you make them inspired? Can you persuade them to change their lives? What can you give to the audience? Focus on your message. Alright? So how will they see me versus how can I add value to the audience? Let me tell you a story. This was a picture of me giving a talk, or rather a 2-hour public speaking crash course at Marina Bay Sands, Singapore. How many of you have been there? Marina Bay Sands? Yeah? Alright. So, this was a talk. Before that, I was feeling extremely nervous. Because the people you see here who attended my training, they are from all around the world. They are international lawyers. And they are all very seasoned professionals, very used to public speaking. So when they came to Marina Bay Sands for the public speaking crash course that they all signed up for, then they see a young guy wearing a red blazer, obviously younger than all of them. Some even think I'm 10 years old. They start to think, what does he have that I don't? What does he know? And I thought to myself that even at the start of the program. But you know what I told myself? I told myself, you know what, Ida? You've come a long way. At the end of the day, you have a gift for them. They are the ones coming to see you. So, you don't have to be better than your students. You don't have to be better than your audience. You just need to make them better. Okay? Whatever you have, you can make them better. So because of that, we were very impressed by the end of the talk. I'm going to show you a quick video of what it was like. Okay? studies on this. Now, to overcome your fear of public speaking, there's actually an article on the Harvard Business Review that says that you should stop thinking about yourself. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of words here on the slide, but I just want you to focus on the main points. Okay, so according to this study, this article by Sarah Bergman in 2019, that we all have our own panic button here, our amygdala in our brain, and that is always signaling to protect us. When we are doing public speaking, we feel nervous because we are afraid of the judgment from people. So in order for us to turn off that panic button, all we need to do is to turn the focus away from ourselves and focus on helping the audience. Can we do that? Alright? So studies have shown that showing kindness and generosity have been shown to activate the vagus nerve, which has the power to calm your fight or flight response. Okay, and this same principle applies to public speaking. When we approach speaking with a spirit of generosity, I want to give to my audience, we start to feel less nervous, we start to counteract the sensation of being under attack. Alright, so this is a very, very powerful thing that you can to trigger your mindset for performance. Okay? Finally, the last tip that I'll be sharing with you here today is to move with confidence. Okay, to move with confidence. How do you do this? Let me tell you a story. I've never had a job interview before. The moment I came out of university, I was already running my own business called the High Flyer Nation. So I've never applied for a job before. The only time I was at an interview was during my national service. So in Singapore, we have national service, a compulsory national service for all males. We have to serve army, but I served in the police force. When I was in the police force, I got shortlisted for an interview. And in that interview, there were 7 candidates. How many candidates? 7. I was number 7. Okay, so there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candidates. One by one, we went for that interview. There was a lady sergeant that was interviewing us for this new role. And I thought, you know what, okay, maybe I'm equally qualified as the rest of them. What's going to be so different? Here's the thing, one by one we went into the interview. When we came out,